Oh shit! Yo, what's good, everyone? Fuck that. Woo! It's been a long time since I've done this. I totally blanked out. My bad. Totally, my bad. Reader. All right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the latest episode of Walking 90. I'm your host, as always, Elliot Barr. I can't even say always because I haven't been in the show since like goddamn August. Um, yeah, it's been a long time. Hey, what's going on with you? How's the championship treating you? You know, you're about to make the playoffs. Bougie
Hopefully,
bad bitch. You know,
I'm hopefully making the playoffs. We got one more game, Judgment Day, as they're calling it. Apparently, 'cause that
yeah.
doesn't sound odd, but yeah, hopefully we win and we're in. So I just need a couple teams to do some things for me.
Do see a couple of teams doing something for a little piece of change.
Just
Um, throw that ass in a circle. FC. Um, by the way, listeners, if you are watching us on YouTube, or you can't watch us on Twitter no more because Elon wants money to pay for voters, which is dumb. If you're watching us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, whatnot. We just want to say thank you. Chip, how are you doing, my good man? How does it feel to have a second dinner plate back to back to eat off of? You get a little chubby there.
Well, you know what? Four trophies and 5 years of existence. It's really hard to complain about much. New stadium coming. You know, owner who's selling his baseball team to down on soccer. Man, it's like a lot of the teams we're going to talk about tonight. It's crazy having like competent and successful ownerships and teams.
100% doesn't sound like gentrification of a black man.
can you gentrify Nebraska?
Apparently they
I
did.
mean, you can find places to.
Hey,
I guess.
I raise this glass of tequila to you for shithousing tormented. Guys, I can't wait to talk about tormented.
Wait, is that a full glass of tequila?
No, it's a half a glass. It got ice in it. It's not full. See, like that much. It's not full. It's not all tequila.
Okay.
It's like watered down tequila. It's like the ice is melted. I put like 2 shots.
Okay.
Yeah. What? No. Now, if you would have called me last time, absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. But Chip, no. I just want to thank you and all the Union Omaha fans for doing what you had to do to get us into the playoffs.
So speaking of Omaha fans, not only did we have Omaha fans down in Tormenta, I don't know if you guys saw
about this because this was elite troll house.
Oh yeah,
and then she was even in the SG was crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not sure. There's multiple people down there, but you know, you have Rich, former Omaha resident who works at Fermenta. I'm not gonna say if he's Omaha fan still or not. I don't know. Don't know what his life's about right now.
Whole league podcast is still in Torment is Union Omaha colors.
Yeah,
we still love him. We still love him.
Well, Omaha and Tormenta we're buddies, right? We love Tormenta. We love Bolt. The funniest one was there was an Omaha fan in Madison to cheer on Madison losing because if regardless of the result in our game, if Madison dropped any points, Omaha won. So she was up there drinking beer, wearing a full Union Omaha regalia, and apparently just like getting all the mean mugs in the world. So it's like Omaha fans. We're on their hater bullshit as usual, which is just absolutely great. Taking it off the mean streets of X.com and putting it in your stadium.
X.com sounds like a great value porn site. Stop it.
Stop.
Can't do it.
No, but I mean the Flock. I ain't gonna lie, Flock. I'm a little disappointed. How you allow the ops to come up with your set? It just chill.
Well, she was in the section too.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's not like she's just in the stadium.
Yeah,
she's in the SG where y'all was just ready to fight Chattanooga.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. Madison, I think, is the epitome of Twitter fingers FC. They're saying a lot online. They're not doing a lot.
No, we would have had a swing. I don't understand.
Which,
the thing is, she didn't come there to be all happy, joy. She came there to troll.
Oh yeah, I mean, she was not like, oh, I'm wearing an Omaha hat. She was like decked out in Omaha gear, and it's like, why are you here? Oh, because if you guys lose, we win. It's like, I think what was her comment? She's like, I came so Omaha could celebrate a trophy on your field 2 years in a row.
Ain't no one say nothing.
Apparently, people said stuff, but she nothing more than that.
The crazy thing is, man, like she bought a ticket to go.
Also,
to
not that we're condoning violence, but I think most sections have like policies about only fan colors in the SG section.
Look, man, all I'm saying is we would have had to go to jail that night.
Yeah. Well, I will say, like, when I went down to Richmond, I went over in my Omaha gear and was talking shit to Yogi and the rest of Section O during the game. And I got told, like, hey, man, you can't do that. I was like, I actually know them. We're good. Like, don't worry. We're just bullshit. He's like, yeah, but like our risk policy, we can't have. I was like, okay, fine. I'll talk to him after the game. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's just hilarious that Omaha fans are just.
It was a successful hate watch. I'm gonna give it that though.
Yeah,
it was 100% successful. 100%.
Yeah, so we had I put together like a real last minute like watch party deal just at like my buddy's brewery like by my house. We had like 30 odd some people there, and so we had the Madison game on one TV and the Omaha one on the other. And so have people there that are like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Why do you got what? Like what? Why do you care?" And it's like, "Well, you explain it and everything else." And then then we do our Madison is full shit cheer, and then he's like, "Oh, you guys just like don't like them in general." It's like, yes, correct. Correct.
I did a successful hate watch of the Portland Timbers downfall yesterday. It was great. This is 5-0 watching is better.
Wow. 5-0 is wild. That's wild.
Like hate watching is literally my favorite thing.
Sometimes it's better to watch a team you don't like lose than to watch a team you do like win.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It feels like a separate part of the heart that is just like reserved for that special hate. It's beautiful.
Oh man. But can we just say that my Richmond Kickers got into the playoffs with a game to spare?
Dog. Everyone got in with a game to spare that made
it. Hey. Shut that shit up. We talking about me right now.
Hold on, I have a drink delivery. I'll be right back.
What? See, gentrification. I'm just saying, Richmond got in with a game to spare when no one was expecting this to happen. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ab, are you frozen? I think Ab is frozen. Her internet sucks. You're just going to hear me ramble right now about how Richmond got in with the game to spare because no one was expecting it. Man, the scenes there were amazing. I wasn't there in person. I was in DC. But watching a game at a game is elite. And I would 100% do it again. I think, do you have wine?
I certainly don't have grape juice.
Look at you. I think Ab froze. But, all right, Chip. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about you want to highlight some of these games from last week?
Sure. I mean, obviously, I think we talked about Omaha and Richmond enough.
Yeah.
I think the other big one, Madison, Knoxville, right? Like, you had two teams playing for something. That was just like, and as a game, I watched quite intently. I was watching that game closer than my own game, especially since Omaha went down 2-0 after 10 minutes. So I was like, well, kind of need this result over here more than I need that result over there. But man, that game was not a fun game to watch.
I mean, One Ducks has done a great job of just like, yo, we're going to park the bus. Like,
well, how hateful, too, because it's like they could have used the win, but instead they're just like, we're just going to keep all 11 guys behind the ball at all times.
Yeah. It's like, yo, we're going to build a wall and you're not going to break down as well. And they've been pretty successful at it so far. So like, I can't hate them on that. I think another fun result on the weekend was NOCO Spokane. Spokane has been spiraling.
Yeah, and I know we'll talk about that later, but yeah, Spokane. I mean, I'm sure they're glad that they made the playoffs in their inaugural season. A lot of teams can't say that, but I think
it's not looking good going in. And I don't know if it's injuries or what, but it does not look good. Like, no. I don't have much confidence in.
But that's why we have the playoffs, right? Like, anything can happen. Charlotte,
anything can happen. Anything can happen. But as far as confidence goes, man, them in Charlotte, I'm not confident. And talking about Charlotte, we got a 2-2 draw between them and Lexington. Lexington pulling it back for a point, but unfortunately, that was not enough as they still end the weekend out at the bottom of the table. Currently, right now, the holders of the wooden spoon, which I hope they secretly get. No offense against Crane Lex out there or anything like that, or Lexington supporters. It's more so the one that I've been trolling every week for the better part of a month since he decided to talk stupid about Richmond.
Well, Lexington is crazy too, because the only reason they don't have like the worst goals for in the league is because they hung 7 on Fuego like 2 weekends ago. And that might be the game that keeps them out of getting wooden spoon. But if it wasn't for that, they'd be at 23 goals on the season. So you're talking like barely a goal per game.
Which is honestly like, and this was my whole point where I had that frustration about them being promoted up to the championship. I understand that like you paid your money, but it's a poor proof of concept. Like you went all out and destroyed, which not granted, it wasn't a great team last year, but it's much better than the team you have this year. Like, you know, well, I think that's put all this money to attack, and you got what 23 goals out of it.
Yeah, embarrassingly low, and I think that's the thing too is you think like even if their roster spend is half of what it's rumored to be, which is rumored to be about like 1.5 million, you're at $750,000, which is like over double the average team's roster.
Yeah.
So like just even with that, you should be pretty good. And you had some big names and everything else. And I get like the frustration from Lexington fans, but I guess here's the comment. No one actually hates Lexington. I think most people like from that fan survey, most people just don't care about Lexington. You're here for 2 years. You now it's halfway through your second year that you're leaving. So it's kind of like, cool. Well, you know, thanks for playing, guys. Take some losses on your way out and enjoy championship. But like you said, though, with the proof of concept, that's cool that you built the stadium, but you're going to go up to championship. You're going to spend more money. And are you going to be worse? Like, I mean, I guess it'd be hard to be worse than this year. Like,
yeah, but this is the thing. Like, can they compete with the Indy? Like, right now, think about the teams who are in that region. And I'm going to ask you, and you be honest with me. Can they compete with an Indy 11?
No.
Can they compete with a Memphis 901?
Probably not.
Can they compete with a Lou City? Can they compete with a Detroit City?
Definitely not.
Can they compete with a Birmingham City?
Maybe.
Can they compete with a North Carolina FC?
No. Well, here's the question. If they played in championship this year, would they be better or worse? So, I mean, this is more of a question for you because you watch a lot more championship. If Lexington played in championship this year, would they be better or worse than the Miami FC? Which I was not planning on asking this question. So
Miami's at 11.
11 points.
11 points. They're dead last in the East and dead last in championship.
So they're averaging 0.33 points per game. And they have scored
their goal difference is negative 56.
Yeah, they've scored 25 goals. So through 11 more games than Lexington, they've scored about the same number of goals. Granted, higher competition level, yada, yada, yada. No 7-1 drubbings of Fuego in there. Like,
Yeah. I mean, excluding Miami FC,
I think if you look
Miami
at
FC is
the
dog crap.
Yeah. Well, I saw a Lexington fan online be like, at least if we were in championship this year, Miami would be below us. And it's like, not so fast there, guys. Not so fast there, partner.
Maybe on the same level.
Yeah.
They'd be holding. Would you consider them part of the West?
Lexington? No, they'll be East. They'll be East.
They'd be East. Then yeah, they'd be battling Miami for like that last that spoon spot.
Well, just
mainly
like
because
looking. I'm sorry.
Look at the rest of the East. Like 4th through 11th is still playing for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's high hopes.
Like I would put Lexington right now. Like if you put that team in the championship, they're fighting. Let's say they dig some points off of somebody because they kind of did it in League One. They're the highest is 10th, and that's on a good day. Like the average is between 11th and 12th. Like that's it. Like once again, whoever is constructing this team, this goes to the same thing to the Super League team because the Super League team ain't no better.
I don't know. I've reset it already.
Whoever is building this,
I'm getting ready to call them.
Is poor. We'll call them the Ebb because they need to fix this shit.
Sorry.
Right.
But
yeah, my fault.
Hold on.
All right. So I mean, outside of that, like, yeah, we'll talk about the wooden spoon when it comes happen to it, but we'll see. I think the other result that we could probably pick up on is Fuego getting 3 points over a Greenville team who, man, kind of dicey out there.
I
thought Greenville was going to pull that out.
What a bad look for Greenville too. This season, they're fighting for a home playoff spot and they're lost to the last place team.
All right. So, and this is the other thing too. I think that Jermaine Jones report came out like this top of October. Like October.
Yeah. And he's been gone since August, which is like where all the jokes about like him on a milk carton have been and everything else, which I know we were talking about jokingly making a prop milk carton to put his picture on, but then after the report came out, it was like, oh, he was really naughty. We're like, it probably wouldn't be in the best humor.
Yeah, no. But since that, they've gotten 2 wins.
Well, that's like the One Knox thing too, where they fire their coach and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, they can play. Maybe they just really hated that guy.
Yeah. And once again, don't be a shitty person to abuse victims. Like, you don't have to simp for Jermaine Jones. He could have not just been a crap person. That's the more simple thing to say.
Speaking of disgraced head coaches, we had a team talk last night for Omaha, and Rashid Nuhu was telling a story about a former friend of the program, Jimmy Obleda. Apparently he had like packs of like high school, college kids that he would like instruct to go around and like follow Nuhu around the stadium and yell stuff at them, like real like mean personal stuff. And he's like, that's some like bush league, like amateur soccer, like low level stuff. And he's like, I used to hate Red Wolves, but now that he's gone, it's a lot better. And I actually like the Red Wolves fans bantering in my ear and stuff. Like he said, Red Wolves fans had like the best crack in the league, which I think is kind of funny because that's not who I would expect.
Yeah.
No, you would definitely think it would come more from like Tormenta or even Richmond.
Yeah.
I know you did not just say Tormenta.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of drunk college kids.
Who the hell is in that stadium?
College kids. That's free with your Georgia Southern admission.
I ain't seen nobody in that stadium in weeks. I think Omaha celebrated that trophy on an empty field.
Omaha did. I think it was 3 or 4 cases of champagne. Tormenta let them bring it into the locker room, tarped it all up for them so they could go hog wild in there. And so classy of them. I believe Omaha asked Madison last year and was told a big resounding no.
But they let Richmond do it. Yo, that's a crazy. Sorry, once again, it's just wild that 2 years in a row, Madison had to see their rivals celebrate the league shield in their stadium.
Couldn't happen to a better group of fans. Hey,
and lost the league final this year on the last penalty kick.
That's gotta hurt.
Like Brees Stevens has to be built on like an Indian burial ground or something.
Bro, if they don't, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they've won a playoff game. Yeah.
Well, they've only made 2.
Yeah.
They lost. They flamed out last year, and then they got blown out by North Texas their first year.
Everyone was getting blown out though. But if they
everyone got beat by North Texas,
if they miss out on playoffs and lose the playoff first round again this year,
to Richmond.
Woo! It's gonna be tight.
Well, since I think we all want to go there, let's talk about the playoff implications for this week.
I want to talk about Tormenta puntness. Can we just?
Yeah, we can talk about that stuff. That was
funny.
Was
epic.
Oh,
it was epic. I've never seen a team. This is the crazy thing. Tormenta's last 120 minutes of soccer has been the most emotional roller coaster. No, my fault. 180 minutes of soccer has been the most emotional ride ever. Because think about it. They're up 2-0 against Richmond, who they're fighting for the AC for, right? You win that game. You're technically in. You're in. You have the driver's seat into the playoffs. Emiliano Terzaghi scores a banger on you. And then Mr. Iron Man himself, Simon Fitch, scores a diving header at the back post to tie the game. So now you're back to 9th. And you go up against the league champions, Union Omaha, who has everything to play for, right? Playing for the Shield. They need to win it. And you score. And we're not talking about just score. You score early. Like, you were up early in that game. Yeah. And then you get an own goal. And then I feel like this is retribution for Tormenta winning the league title. Because then you get a red card. So then you're like, all right, cool, we'll park the bus. And I felt like Union Omaha went in there. It was just like, hey, y'all. Like, it's the famous Sir Alex Ferguson talk of, like, it's Spurs, y'all. Like, come on. I feel like that's Chip, which our manager did. It was like, y'all, it's Tormenta. And then he just walked out.
Yeah. Well, you look at the stats. Omaha had 30 shots, 8 on target. Tormenta had 4 shots. 4 shots.
Crazy. Bro, that is insane.
That's efficient.
That's insane. Like, I don't think we have ever seen a team in League One punt a season the way how Tormenta did.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy to see that game. Like, I was fully expecting, like, oh, yep, like I was saying, we need the Madison result to happen for us to win this week. So I'm going to, like, more pay attention over there. And, like, it really was pretty much the case until we scored right in the 63rd minute where Madison was more or less over. So we had already won when we started scoring goals. And then it's like, oh, okay. Scored 1. It's like, okay, you have my attention. And then the red cards start happening. It's like, okay, we draw.
Were they straight reds?
No, there were accumulation. So this is the thing. None of these were straight red cards. They were sticking yellows. So all these players knew I could not afford to get another card.
Yeah.
They knew that. And yet they did.
Well, I think it's just, again, like the skill level difference of you have to foul Omaha hard so they can't do something. And then it just blew up. And all of a sudden you have 3 guys out. And now which it doesn't matter this week because your season's over. But
they literally did 1, 2, 3 Cancun before they went out for the second half. And that's where they're going, is Cancun. Like, I wish there were more Tormenta fans on social media, because I would have loved to see the meltdown in real time for their fans of seeing this. Because if this was like, Chip, if this was Junior Omaha, how bad do you think that meltdown would have been if this was happening? Like, this is how you miss out on the playoffs.
I mean,
I was calling
Omaha fans can win 3-0 and meltdown online. Like, Omaha fans are like Chernobyl after like 6 beers. Like, it's they'll melt down over anything. So like, Omaha's maybe not the best example.
All right, if this was like, Greenville. If this was Greenville who punted on the season like this, that timeline would have been epic.
Oh, it'd been great. It'd been funny.
I swear, y'all, I've never seen a team punt on a season like this. Like, and this is the thing. This is my fault. If they would have drew, right, they still had a chance for a playoff spot this weekend. But with the loss, they're done.
So my question is, you would have thought this would have happened to like Fuego, where they were already like not having a great season, but everything surrounding it would have still, you would have looked at that team and be like, okay, yeah, you phoned it in for the season. Yeah. But they didn't. It wasn't them. They're still out here winning games.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I would love to see them battle it out, like towards like at the like obviously only one more game for them. I would love to see them actually like fight for something, because they are a big part of League One, but it feels like we're just like waiting for this team to like implode for no reason.
It's been the mantra, man. Like, we were talking about it on River City 93. And I'm going to ask you guys this question. Can you give me, without looking it up, you give me Tormenta's last win, the score, and who was it against?
I know it was in August, because me and Kyle talked about it. No. You're not even close. Their last win. Was it before August?
Yes.
What? Was it
like July 27th?
No, it was July 13th against Lexington, 2-1. That is their last win. Since then, they're on 11-game losing streak. They haven't won. They've drawn games, but they haven't won. Before that, listen to this. This makes it even crazier. Their last win before that was May 18th. 4-0 against Chattanooga. And before that, their last win was, not including the Open Cup, was April 6th against Lexington, 3-0.
So did we just all fever dream our way through a Tormenta season? Or was everyone around them also so bad?
So remember, the bottom of the table was bad. Us, Lexington, Fuego, Chattanooga were bad for a long part. And Chattanooga was just holding on. Like, they were like, they were drawn. So they were like 6, 7, 8. And it just so happens they never get out of that 4.
That tells you more about the teams that were around them. Because the fact that you could win so few games for a very long stretch of the season and still be sitting in like 7th and 8th and fighting for a playoff spot up until your last game. That's wild.
Like, this is how wild it is. Richmond, with a win on Saturday, will have the same number of points when they play Spokane the start of September as they would the rest of the year. That's how bad we were. We only had 13 points before the start of September in the league. Yeah.
And now you're battling for 7th.
With a game to go.
What is this league?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's dumb. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, yeah, that's how bad Tormenta has been. And I was just looking, I was just like, yo, they could not have been this bad. No, they are. They are.
Like, I hear the words you're saying and I hear the stats, but they're not mathing.
Like,
you know what?
They have the same number of wins as Lexington, 4. They had the second most draws, 8 to Madison's 9. And they're tied for 3rd with most losses between Spokane, Richmond, and 9.
I'm just, why?
But
What?
this is the crazy
Okay.
thing. This is the crazy thing. From the 7th seed all the way down to the 12th seed, they have given up the least amount of goals. Like, they have the best goal differential at -5.
That's the best. That's the best you can do.
At -5. And now you just lost 3 starters to double yellows and putting away your season. Like, I honestly, and look, I know Tormenta's owner is a fan of this, and I got love for Ian and whatnot. But I would not be surprised if there's a conversation. Like, there has to be a conversation held at the end of the year. Because now this is twice since we won the league that we have missed out the playoffs. Because I think last year they missed out as well. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. They barely just missed out on the last day. So I don't know. Maybe there's not. But there has to be some kind of conversation had. Because this is not. Like, well, this is twice now. You missed out on the playoffs 2 years in a row. So, yeah, it has to be some kind of conversation had.
There's got to be like a 3-year plan that we're just not seeing.
I don't know. Is a 3-year plan to miss out on the season on the second to last day of the season?
Hey, man, sometimes, you just got to spice it up.
I hope so. All right. Oh, this looking making me hot. It's hilarious. All right. So y'all, let's talk about. Oh, it's been a long time since I've done the show. Let's talk about playoffs. So this is how it looks right now. Union Omaha's the 1 seed. Madison's the 2 seed. Norco's the 3 seed. Greenville's the 4 seed. Woodknox is the 5 seed. Charlotte is the 6 seed. Spokane is 7. Richmond is 8. I'm going to start up at the bottom, and you tell me what is the floor and what is the ceiling for each team, okay? So let's start with Richmond. What is the floor?
Crash out.
Cool. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
No expectations, really.
Well, yeah, they're a 7-8 seed. Like, the gap between them and, like, the 6 seed and up is big, and the gap between them and like the 2 and the 1 seed is huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, the floor is, they come in, they get drubbed 3-1 by an Omaha and go home, and it's like, well, I don't think that's a bad season for Richmond with how they were playing earlier, and they made a huge run. They made the playoffs, and whatever, a lot to build on for next year. But I think the floor is for them just cashing out.
Yeah, I don't think I don't have high expectations. Like, I don't like it. This is not to be funny or anything, but it was like if you would have told me back in July, hey, Richmond get into the playoffs, but you lose the first game, I 100% take that.
Yeah,
you weren't gonna tell me nothing else.
It's house money.
Yeah, what? I'll take that. Now, what is the ceiling for this team? Like, how far can they go?
So the ceiling is them knocking off Madison in the first round, 2 versus 7. And then, gosh, who would they play? They'd play NoCo versus the 6 seed, so Charlotte. They could definitely beat Charlotte if Charlotte ended up knocking off NoCo.
Charlotte. Yeah.
So it's like
till semis.
Yeah, like dumb. I mean, they could. Yeah, semis are like somehow like dumbing their way into the finals. Some more than anything. Let's not get too overeager because right, it's the playoffs and anything can happen. I'd say the ceiling is first round knockoff. Like they knock off Madison. They have Madison's number. It'd be hilarious for them to do that.
Give me a
Madison.
playoff Henny Derby.
Oh yeah,
my God.
It's like do that, and it's like everything's out the door. Richmond knocks off Madison, makes the semifinals. There's your ceiling.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can go higher, but that's like a likely scenario that could happen based on how stuff shakes out this week.
Yeah. All right, Spokane. What is the floor for them?
Also a crash out.
Yeah, I mean, I think their floor and their ceiling is about the same.
Yeah, honestly.
Their
I mean,
floor,
Spokane has not been good since September 7th, which was the last one against Fuego. I mean, before that, they beat Union Omaha 2-1. But since then, they have not. Oh my God. Okay. How many goals have you think they scored in their last 6 games?
2.
3.
Like I was about to say, maybe
All
like
those,
2 or 3, yeah.
All of them versus Fuego?
No, my fault, Chip. You're right, 2. All of them against Greenville.
Which we'll get to Greenville in a second.
Yes. Since then, they have not scored a goal. Like, if you take that Greenville game out, they have not scored a goal since Fuego. That was September 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And they are again on a 5-game losing streak.
We'll get to it, but as an Omaha fan, man, I want Spokane in the first round. I want them. I need them.
Really?
Yeah, they suck.
That's like a easier pathway.
Yeah, I'd rather have them than Richmond, and then let Richmond knock Madison out. Then I don't have to deal with those dumb pink birds in the final if we make it. I want all the chaos on the other side of the bracket. I want all the teams I feel comfortable beating on my side of the bracket, like Knox Greenville. I don't care who hosts. If we win our first round game, I feel comfortable beating both those teams.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It's like keep Charlotte's bullshit on the other side. Keep Madison and Oco. Their bullshit has to stay over there. Put Richmond's bullshit over there. I want Spokane.
We'll see.
And that's like the weird thing too, because like the 4 and 5 seed, I think I'd rather play Knox or if you do that weird like MLS Next Pro thing where you could like pick your team you play. I'd probably after Spokane, it's like Greenville is probably the next on my list.
Yeah. I can see that. Well, yeah, Spokane, it's been bad, man. 5 straight losses going into the playoffs, and you play a 1-Knox team that is pretty stingy defensively.
Yeah, I think that's the big difference. Richmond won their way, and Spokane just kind of like fell into the playoffs.
Yeah. Like at one point, Spokane was fighting for like a home playoff game at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you see how things gone since.
Which again, next up for Spokane, though, it's your first year. It was bound to happen. Teams built completely from scratch, like it happens, and it's a great thing to build off of. Not a lot of first-year clubs say they can make the first-year clubs can say they made the playoffs.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Charlotte. They are the 6 seed. What is their floor?
First round crash out.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Charlotte's weird though too, especially with like PKs with Pack, and it goes into the same thing, right? Like they could make the final just because of how they play with Pack, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna just sit back there, try to make it go to PKs, and then just be like, Pack, save us.
Yeah,
they need to get Pack a red cape with an S on it.
Is the RSL model for like a few years ago? They were just like, that's the reason why we got the MLS playoff model that we do now, because they did not want to see RSL do what they did again.
Yeah, and it sucks to watch, but at the same time, it's hard to argue. Like that's how they made the finals last year, right? They're content to just say, "You're not going to score on us. We're going to go to PKs and just let the keepers figure it out." Which when you're playing, and part of it's like, well, don't be such cowards. Let's play. But it's like, I don't know. Like at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning. Like, who cares how you do? As long as you're being ethical and not cheating, who cares how you win?
I mean, everybody knows what they're going to do.
And legal.
But it's the fact that nobody can stop what they're going to do.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's you just got to score early. You got to score early on them. You got to take it to them and then make them have to play you straight up. And then when you do that, they get blown out.
The thing is, like, Charlotte is, how can I put this? Like, Charlotte's the kind of team that likes to do like a half court offense. Like, they like to slow a game down, right? Mm-hmm. But make everything like in a half court. And I feel like if you make the game hella quick and make it full court up and down, I feel like Charlotte is like, we don't want to do that. We don't want that. So, yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, Obleda's not running like that.
No.
Not Obleda. Oberton. Oberton is not running like that. He's old. He's done. He's not doing that. And none of that midfield, it sounds bad, but they're not playing the long ball. They're gonna hold it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They're gonna try to do the old Barca and play possession, but possession in a very annoying way, not in like a tiki-taka, ball moving, flowing type of way. It's gonna piss you off.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I truly believe that teams are gonna like it's the playoffs. They're gonna freaking run at you.
So this is the other thing. Excluding Jägermeister, can you guys guess Charlotte's last win?
Excluding Jaeger. It has to have been against because Madison won that game.
Mm-hmm. That was a Jaeger game. Oh, no, you're right. That was a leaguer.
No. It had to have been before that.
Yeah.
So it's like July?
August.
So that second weekend of August before the Ford game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who they were playing though.
August 24th. Against Central Valley Fuego. 4-0. That is their last league win. Since then,
I was gonna laugh if it was Greenville again.
Since then, well, that's their official last win. That was in the Jägermeister Cup.
So Greenville's officially the League One slump buster this year.
Yeah. And Fuego seems to be the curse because it seemed like when teams get that last win against Fuego, they go into the hole after that. Since then, they have
bad for Omaha then.
Since then, they have lost 3 games and drawn 3. But they have scored in every game. So it's not like Spokane where they're getting blanked and losing. They're at least putting up goals. They're just leaking on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's for Charlotte. And then you got the 5th seed, One Knox. What is there for?
I'm not going to say round 1 crash out. I think they could win.
We hate to say that for everybody.
If it stays against Charlotte, then they could win that game.
So they would play
Greenville right now.
Greenville. It'd be Greenville.
Oh, they play Greenville. I still think they could win that game.
I think they would win that game.
I think they would.
Because again, Knox has like won their way in. Greenville's like kind of back their way in just because they did so well at the beginning of the year. But yeah, I mean, I would, regardless of who hosts, I think Knoxville wins against Greenville. And then, I could see them beating Omaha. We've had some tough games versus them. So yeah, they could be a finalist. I don't think that's completely outside the realm of possibility.
I'm going to go on a limb here and just hear me out. This is my dark horse pick.
Yeah.
for winning the league.
Well,
this is my dark horse pick.
Like I was kind of saying, that Madison Vilco, that side of the bracket seems like if Richmond wins and gets the 7 seed, that side's like kind of the murderer's row side. And the other side is like the teams that kind of like limped in. So, you get your Knoxville and you have theoretically an easy first round match if you beat Omaha, which is completely possible and doable for them. All of a sudden you're in the final. It's not like you're getting beat up in every single game.
Well, this is the thing. One Knox, since excluding Jägermeister, has only dropped points in one game dating all the way back to June 22nd.
Yeah.
Since then, they have won 1, 2. Oh, hold on, wait. 1, 2. 3,
I mean, Kyle calls them boring,
4, 5.
but it's effective.
Well, right.
They've won 5 games since then.
They've been great since McKeever got fired.
Yeah. I mean, you got to.
When did he get fired again?
End of June? June 27th?
I don't know. Somewhere around there. But you
honestly, yeah. Since then, they have only lost one game, and that was in Union Omaha, and that was 1-0.
But look at how we're calling both of these teams boring, Charlotte and Knoxville. But like Knoxville is that like good but annoying boring, and Charlotte has been just the bad, annoying, boring.
Well, the thing is, like, I think both teams want to play half court. They didn't want to slow a game down. They don't want to fasten the game up. The thing is, though, One Knox has proof of concept where they can slow a game down and they can get a goal when they need to, right? Like they're taking the Greenville model of a few years ago, where it's like we'll go up 1-0, we'll sit back, allow you to open up, and then we'll hit you again and make it 2-0, and then we'll sit even further back, make you more expansive, and then we'll hit you again and make it 3-0. Where Charlotte is like you said, like it's the Barcelona. We want to control the ball. We want to control the pace. Blah 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 blah. You know, half courted. Oh, it's 1-0 against us. Okay, let's control the pace. Control the pace. Oh, it's 2-0. Score 2-1. You know, it's like that. Like it's the same but different. If that makes sense.
Half court, but one of them is the Washington Wizards and the other one is the Dallas Mavericks.
Pretty much. One got Luka. The other one got. What's his name? They used to play for the Golden State Warriors. I don't remember it.
Clay?
Yeah. No, Clay's in Dallas. The other one. The one that got in a fight with Draymond.
Oh.
Yeah, him. You can't remember his name. Because he plays in Washington. All right.
Sorry, to make it relevant, it would be Ben Simmons on the Brooklyn Nets.
Ooh. Now,
is that too mean? That might be too mean.
Yeah, that is. Once again, just to go back to the point of how Fuego is kind of like the little chaos team for everyone. That's One Knox's last win as well. Just want to put that out there. Greenville, their last loss was to Fuego. Fuego, you're getting a lot of love. Also, hey, I just want to say, if we had podcast awards, podcast of the year should go to the El Fuego pod. I don't know if they're listening at this point, but it should go out to them because they have dropped the episode after every game faithfully. And that is hard as fuck to do when your team sucks.
Well, not only that, but it's like a 3-ring circus.
Yeah.
But at least you have something to talk about, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. But just shout out to them. That's just
like the year that Richmond was bottom of the league, was it just every episode? Should we fire our coach? Should we fire our coach? Should we fire our coach?
That didn't get there to like the end of the year. Like we really just tried to talk about like what we saw on the field and like how can we fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But we also knew like Darren wasn't getting fired. But we were like, all right, like what the fuck is the crux of this problem? And then we're like, all right, it's injuries, and this team has 0 fucking depth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you found the crux every week, and you still, yeah.
You know, you try. All right. Talking about Greenville, what is their floor? What is Greenville's floor?
I think the floor is like they host a playoff game and lose. They somehow stay in 4, lose at home on that college football field and pack it up. Well, the worst too is Furman. I wonder, is Furman at home next week?
The football line's going to be prominent.
That's going to be hilarious.
Furman football. They don't even pop up with their schedule. I don't want to sign up for Flow Football. I just want to see when Furman plays. Please stop.
Furman. is.
I hate that about the ads. It's like every single one is like ads by Furman tickets. It's like there's no demand for these tickets. What are we doing here?
No, Furman is away.
They're at VMI. Is that no? They're bye week, or is it November?
That's bye week.
Yeah, because next week's the week before. Oh no, they're at VMI, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
Which I guess Omaha is on a Sunday, so it doesn't really matter either because we're also playing not on Saturday.
So I know we've been talking crap about Greenville, but truly since September 7th, they have only lost 2 games. That was 2 Union Omaha and, of course, Fuego. They have won 3 games, and they have a draw against Fuego. Assumingly, they're probably going to get another win this weekend going against Tormenta, who's on vacation at this point. So what's the floor for these guys? I mean, we were talking about the floor, but what's the ceiling? Like
winning this home game?
Yeah, winning the home game.
That's it.
I can't see him beating Omaha. I mean, outside of like Omaha losing in the first round and then it busts. And again, that's like the silly thing with these like 18. It's not the NCAA tournament, right? But with these 18 brackets, like anybody could make the final. And like if Omaha loses in the first round and you get Richmond or Spokane, then it's, yeah, of course, whoever wins that 4-5 game is like the favorite to make the finals all of a sudden. But yeah, I mean, I just don't have a lot of faith in Greenville at this point in the season. If they won, that's awesome for them and like, fight it out. But I just don't see them going on the road to Omaha and getting done what needs to get done. So beating one Knox at home, probably the ceiling.
Yeah, it makes it kind of hard there. Yeah, I'm kind of agree. I think the ceiling is maybe getting into the next round, but it's hard for me to see him in the final.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I don't know why. And it's weird, given like they're not on a bad run for me. Maybe it's the Fuegos are kind of like mudging that a little bit, but this is hard looking at that and being like, do I have the utmost confidence in them?
No.
Yeah. The 3 seed, NOCO, who boy, they have been hot since winning Jägermeister Cup. Guys, they have not lost a game. If you take out Union Omaha, the 3-2 really there September 14th, they have not lost a game since June 13th.
NOCO
against One Knox.
Oh, they lost to Omaha.
Oh, that's what I said. If you take out the Omaha, you haven't lost a game since One Knox.
Yeah. I think if we had to, we still have a week left before the playoffs, but if I had to fill up my bracket tonight, it'd probably be circling their name at the end of the bracket.
Yeah. My worst case scenario is that Richmond gets 7 and NOCO gets 2. Because I'm going to be like GG's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about. Ooh.
Yogi's rooting for a draw in Madison NOCO this weekend.
I'm like GG's. Like it is what it is. If you play NOCO,
which
like,
again,
that is the worst matchup. It's the worst matchup.
Well, again, you guys are playing with house money, so it's like,
yeah. But once again, like this NOCO team, I haven't seen, and I might be fudging that a little bit, but since watching League One at the start of 2019, I haven't seen an attack this potent that makes everyone like kind of nervous since North Texas that first year. Where you were like, yo, there goes score. Mm-hmm. You do it. You do. Like, yo, there's no, you're not clean sheeting them. Like, you're not, it's not happening. This is my pick to win League One, by the way.
Yeah. And I don't feel like that's that hot of a take. Them getting a league double. Well, someone on Reddit posted the ultimate irony would be Lexington getting the wooden spoon and getting promoted, and NOCO winning the double and folding.
We've seen that though.
Yeah.
The team that won and then The San Francisco Deltas.
Nah, who was it? Who was it? Who was the losers and winners?
That's the NOCO guys.
Yeah. I think one of them put it out because they put out NOCO put out season ticket information for 2025, and it was like, "Yo, what if this just says 8 games? Like instead of the 18, it's just 8 games. Like what? What is the rest of the games? Oh yeah, we're going to League 2, by the way.
Yeah,
we got to tell y'all that.
There's no prices on there, but you can put down the deposit.
Just buy.
Yeah, June, July are gonna be all of our home games next year.
Yeah.
What?
Our league derby is against FC Tucson. You know those guys who
bringing it back, throwback.
But yeah, man. Like, all right. So this is the thing. I want to ask y'all this question. NOCO, can you guess how many games they have played where they did not score a goal?
Or counting Jaeger Cup too?
Yes, because I think I counted it. Yeah, we can count Jaeger Cup.
2.
3.
No, 4. That's it. 4.
I was gonna say and I know the table at this point is not including the Jägermeister Cup games. But yeah, they're at 33 goals, but they also got hot late.
Yes,
because they were towards the bottom of the table but that was also because their weird, stupid baseball field problems. They weren't playing games, but
yeah. So they had a slew of home games towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's like what Omaha is too, with just sharing with the baseball team. You kind of have to work around their schedule. And once their schedule's done, it's like, well, here's all your games. Enjoy.
Have fun.
5 home games in 8 weeks. Have fun. Hope you can make them. Half them are midweek.
I know it's a little bit early, but let me ask y'all this. If this NOCO team does go on and wins the league title, are they the greatest team in USL League One history?
No, that's North Texas.
But NOCO will have a double.
So did North Texas.
North Texas has a double.
So did Omaha.
That is true.
Does Tormenta only have 1? Yeah.
They didn't. They were the 5 seed when they won.
They shared. That's the year us and them split it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then last year, Omaha and NCFC split.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's like they could win the double just because we added this stupid new trophy.
I mean, you could have went for the treble.
It's stupid. It's stupid fun, not stupid dumb. Is the Jägermeister trophy.
Is that the new slogan?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a slogan.
Take a shot. It's stupid fun, not stupid dumb. Don't drink and drive.
I'm not doing shots of Jaeger. Absolutely not.
Sidebar: people were buying shots of Jaeger after the Omaha win, and it's like, this is the wrong tournament. This isn't the what? Which I don't. Of all the things to take shots of, Jaeger's up there. I'd rather be limoncello or something, but Jaeger shots are not that bad, in my opinion.
They are bad, but I respect it.
But yeah, this NOCO team is scary. They're scary. I think they're the worst matchup for everyone in the playoffs.
Which is why, as an Omaha fan, I love that they're overplaying against the next team we have to talk about.
Yeah, Madison. So, what is the floor for Madison?
Losing in the Henny Derby.
Why is everyone just playing this?
Yeah, I mean, it's destiny.
We got to be Charlotte.
Madison's having when you think you're the main character and you find out you're just a side boss moment. Richmond's going to win the league.
If Richmond wins the league,
I would be ignorant. I would do my own special walking down.
Madison's yeah, man, you have spiky hair, but you're not the main character. You're about to lose the main character's quirky assistant guy who has a power scaling arc in the middle of the episode. That's forward this year.
For one, the playoff NEW is happening. You don't get a choice in that.
It'll be wonderful.
It'll be so great. I would go to Madison for that.
I would need somebody to buy my plane ticket, but yeah, I would go.
Boy, you better put that thing on Klarna.
Or you'll just be down in Triple Crossing. You could just go down. You could just drive to Richmond and go to Triple Crossing with the rest of the Section O.
Yeah, they do that. So Fort Madison. You already talked about the floor, worst case scenario, but what truly is their floor? Like, is it one and done? Is it get to the second round and done?
I think, yeah, I mean, if it's Richmond, the floor is definitely like losing to Richmond. Yeah. Like if I was a Madison fan and the schedule comes out and I see Richmond on that 2-7 line, I'm not particularly thrilled about it. Like if I'm a Madison fan, it's almost like I'd rather squib the game this week and be a 3 seed and just play Charlotte instead.
Okay.
That would be like.
So you think like it's a case of like if they do play Richmond, it's going to be extra tight in that stadium if it's like 0-0 or 1-1.
Richmond's hot. Richmond's hot. Madison is not.
Well, contrary to popular belief,
Charlotte is not hot. I'd rather play Charlotte than Richmond.
That's true.
And I know they all play to win, but I'd rather play. Like if I was being like tactical about it, I'd be like, we're playing the kids. Noco, have at it. You can have the 2 seed. We'll be the 3 seed. We still got our home playoff game. That's fine.
Yeah.
So Madison's last loss. You guys want to guess one?
Was it?
Been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Last loss?
Last loss.
Wasn't it Kenny Derby?
No.
But they've also been like bailed out and like pretty. Not that Omaha hasn't either, but they've been kind of like bailed out in pretty spectacular ways too.
Yeah. Their last loss comes because their upcoming opponent, who they lost to, 1-0.
Oh, was it the Jaeger final?
No.
Oh, Ducks 1-0. Yeah.
July 27th. That's their last loss. Since then, including Jägermeister, they have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have won 6 games. And before the one Knox result, they were on a 2-game winning streak. Granted, that was against Charlotte and Chattanooga. But yeah. So they're not coming in bad. They're just, I don't know why everyone's thinking they're just coming in like haphazardly. Like they're still a dangerous team.
I think it's because we think the draws are feeling like losses.
Yeah, I think that Jägermeister Cup game has a lot of people like, oh, they're not in that top form, but they haven't.
No, I truly think it's because we all are feeling like they could be doing more during games, and they're not. So we're just kind of getting like the bare minimum, if that makes sense.
I think I can agree with that. All right. And then last but not least, I don't know where Chip went, is Union Omaha. What's the floor for them? I mean, since they're one of the players here, we already know.
Do they really have a
Do they really have a floor? Yes.
I guess it really depends on who's in that 8 spot.
Chip, what's Union Omaha's floor?
Well, I'm superstitious, so I'm going to say flaming out in the first round. No, I mean, I would say if you're an Omaha fan and you don't at least beat the 8 seed, you're probably pretty pissed off. Even Omaha fans are always pissed off, but I think you're especially pissed off if you flame out in the first round, especially with the team being as good as it is, especially with the team finding its footing this late in the season. Like, and then, it's, obviously Omaha's going to get rated again this offseason. So it's like, it's a last time with a lot of guys. We're in another rebuild year because the success or the punishment for success in this league is all your best players leave. So
Chip knew.
How many guys do they go to Lexington next year?
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked if they do an NCFC and they just like offer all of the best League One players. Try to at least. But if I'm a League One player, it's like, I don't know. I saw what you bums did last year in League One. Well, I'm going to go play for you.
Yeah. Because I will admit, we built a championship roster for in League One, and
yeah, did y'all?
And then we're like, we have to pay these guys, and we did, because there was no way we should have kept Olex if we weren't paying the bag. Like Luis Perez, then signing DaCosta. We literally were like, hey, you see what we can do? Come play for us. And then a lot of players were like, okay. Lexington's not getting that. You can't come in at the bottom and expect to take some of these players that are going to be like, yeah, I want that championship money. Let me go. I mean, or that could appeal and be like, I know I'm playing every week.
Well, and it's also one of those, like, to the greatest fool deals. They already showed this year they're willing to shell out the cash for teams that don't do anything.
Yeah.
I think that, that's a lot of those guys just seem like they're there cashing their paycheck.
But they have a leader in Lancaster who's been in championship before. He just watched his team win a league supporter shield, or his former team win it.
Well,
so maybe he'll bring that spirit back.
No, he won't. What's the ceiling for you, Omaha? You forgot to say that.
Championship,
yeah. There's 3 teams that I really realistically think, and we've kind of all said it: Knoxville, NoCo, and Omaha.
Mm-hmm. And Madison could, but again, they have to play NoCo to get there.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, I think, if I was making the book for betting on the finals, NoCo would be my favorite.
You said bet on the finals? Okay.
If I was making the book, I would, NoCo would be the one with the best odds, or worst odds, I guess, technically. They'd have the worst odds.
Who's everyone's long shot to get to the final?
Madison.
Richmond.
Or to win. Oh, yeah.
For me, I was going to go Spokane. That's my long shot.
That's your long shot?
Yeah.
Richmond is on a hot enough streak where they're just going, fuck it, why not us?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so they just carry that all the way to the final.
Trying not to jinx it.
No, yeah, right.
Being smart, he's hedging his bets.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to Spokane. Who is your team to, like, if you had to definitely bet on one team, who is your team to win it?
NoCo.
Yeah, same here. NoCo.
Who's the biggest playoff disappointment going to be?
Charlotte.
No.
It's either Charlotte or Greenville.
Yeah. But Charlotte's probably going to be the 6th seed, so it's like you're supposed to lose that game.
I would go Madison. If Madison doesn't get to the final, I think it's Madison.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially if a lot of us have them losing to Richmond, like them flaming out as a 2 seed would be.
I don't have that.
I have that. That's disappointing. If you are the 2 seed and lose, that's disappointing.
What were you about to say? My bad.
No, like I was asking, like if we all already have them losing, joking or not.
I'm just saying, like in terms of disappointment based on like expectations from the beginning of the year and money they put into that team, it's Madison.
Oh, then yeah, it'd definitely be
that's how I'm looking at it. Like,
yeah, I mean Madison.
I didn't go Charlotte because like they're already the 6th seed, and this is kind of the same team from last year. Mm-hmm. Whereas like they
spent a lot of this year in the top 4.
Yeah,
sneakily,
he just fell back
very
to 6.
quietly.
Yeah, but he just fell back to 6. But this is the same team from last year that, like we said, they half-courted their way to a final and almost won it.
Mm-hmm. But I think on
that, like if they did that again, I mean, if they didn't do that this year, say if they win one and then win another, I don't think it's a disappointment. I think if Madison doesn't at least get to the final, I think it's a disappointment.
Yeah,
given how much money you put into that team.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially with Madison, if they lose in the first round, I don't think the Madison fans are like, "Oh, gee whiz, like moral victory, guys, we made it to the playoffs again." Like they're gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
they're gonna burn that. They're not gonna literally burn that stadium down, but they're gonna metaphorically burn that stadium down, and I don't know, write angsty articles or whatever.
And I think the pressure's on Matt Glazer.
Well, I mean, Yeah, I mean that's
if he doesn't get to at least a final, I think the pressure's on. I think he's the coach in the playoffs with the most pressure on him. Because it's different if you walk in here with like a Jägermeister cup, because you already got the cup pressure off of you. And say if the playoffs doesn't go your way, you could be like, all right, cool. Hey, we won a trophy this year. We finished top 2. Like, you know, it's not where we want to be, but we're trending in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, at
I
NOCO,
don't
you have
think
all
you could
these.
say the most pressure. A lot of pressure, sure. But isn't it more pressure to go back to the playoffs to get to the final like it is for Charlotte?
No. Because I don't think anyone is thinking of Charlotte as like that
title
team.
contender.
In terms of their fans.
No.
Not us. In their fans' eyes.
No. Because I think Charlotte fans, outside of Mecklenburg Reserve, who is a nutcase, I think realistic Charlotte fans know their path to the final last year was we are going to half court our way to a final. And if that gets you one win, I think they are happy. I think they are fine.
So you said reasonable Charlotte fans. So all 8 of them that are listening to this podcast.
Oh, they've grown.
Yeah, I know. They found 2 more. Somebody had a baby. Like,
yeah, I think they're fine. I don't think there's any. I think there's more pressure on Madison. Like, to me, it's a difference of if Charlotte doesn't win a playoff game, yeah, there's disappointment. But if they don't get to a final, I don't think it's like the end of the world. Because this is the team already at the end of the cycle. Like, it wasn't like a huge, like, we paid to get to a final and this team massively underachieved. Like, I think this team is right where we all probably expected them to be. Madison, on the other hand, there were talks of Madison winning the league. Like, I remember that. And for
Madison
a team
was
that
still in it up until last week.
Right. And this is a team that, bar in part, has guys that are borderly USL championship players. A team that everyone was kind of picking pretty much to win the league until you're right, Chip. Like, they were selling into the last weekend. And it was picked to get to a final. If they don't get to a final, once again, that's another place we got to have a tough conversation. We got to have a tough conversation. And I'm not saying fire Matt Glazers. No, I'm not saying that at all. But can you say Matt Glazers has achieved what he needed to with the teams that he's been given?
No, it depends. I guess if you're looking at it from their fans' perspectives, nothing is going to be good enough because you've come so close so many times.
That's fair, but yeah, I mean that's fair.
There is a lot of pressure. I agree.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think they have the most pressure out of any team because it can't be NOCO because NOCO knows like every game could potentially be their last game, so ain't no pressure.
Isn't that a lot of pressure?
No, shit. Most of the league is paying for your checks. What pressure you got?
Allegedly.
What pressure we dealing? We already won a trophy. We're the hottest team rolling into the playoff. Like, what pressure we got?
I'm more concerned that the pressure. I feel like pressure means something different to everybody. So yeah, I think
that's true. It's subjective. Yes. You're right.
Because you think it's no pressure. I think it's all the pressure.
On Charlotte?
No, on NOCO.
Oh, no. I think there is pressure. I just think it's not like it's not something to where like even if it's pressure on them to get to the final, yes. But as far as like Iman, like you're saying NOCO goes under if they lose in the playoffs, right? Outside of maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 places in USL League One, I think everyone is hiring Iman. They will fire their manager and go hire Iman.
That's crazy.
That day.
Well, especially for Amen, he's doing it with like a sack of potatoes and carrots and some turnips. Like that's what I've heard some rumors, and it's like they've got like a shoestring budget there in Northern Colorado.
Yeah, and this is back-to-back years he's done this.
Hell, Lexington, there's your next coach.
They can't afford him. Actually, they can because they're just throwing cash around anyway.
Like, this is the thing. And I guarantee you, if you put Iman on Lexington, Lexington's in the playoffs.
I mean, actually, yeah.
They're in the playoffs. Yeah. They're in the playoffs.
That squad was too good to not make the playoffs. The fact that you're fighting for the never mind. We're not gonna get into that again.
Who is your guys' dark horse?
Knox.
I already said mine. Yeah, I already said mine. Yeah. One Knox is mine.
One Knox or Richmond. But probably One Knox.
Yeah, One Knox. I can see One Knox getting in there and then doing it, One Knox.
We're just trying to do the reverse jinxing so that
we don't speak about that around here, these parts.
Not the feds informing shush. Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. I mean, that was a fun conversation. That's something, playoff time is always a fun time. Like, I do wish my dream is that we can finally get to a point where all of these games are happening at the same time, so we can do like a full decision day. Because if we decide to do a watch around show, we would probably have to start at like 4:45 and go all the way till like 12:15. Like that's long. Yeah, that's too long for a whip around show. So hopefully we can get all these shows like at least in a 2-hour span. Like give me 7 and 9. I can do that.
See, my team is going to be playing at 7.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You work for us.
All right. Low cost.
Yeah, this unpaid job.
Yeah.
I mean, we get paid in fringes, so
fair.
All right, let's talk about these games on this Judgment Day, which used to be a WWE pay-per-view.
I just want us to know that name still just sounds so bad.
Judgment Day.
Well, I think it was funny too because they're like, it's the most exciting Judgment Day in league history. It's like, is it though? Like, the championship isn't up for grabs. There's no playoff spots up for grabs.
No.
Like the only thing that changes really much of anything is the Knoxville and Greenville results.
Yeah.
And seeding, like that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe a wooden spoon here or there.
But even then, like there's only 2 teams that don't know if they're hosting a playoff game or not.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, yeah, just tell me who I'm playing.
Yeah. Make sure those are on the road. So we just gotta figure out where we're going. 1 of 3 places.
You could play the final at home. If you're the 7th seed and Spokane runs the table, 7-8 final in Richmond.
Sir, make up for it. I'll fuck to it. All right, let's start off with this game. Union Opa versus Central Valley Fuego. Are we going clean sweep here?
I mean, I don't even know what Omaha is going to do in this game, to be completely honest. I suppose you play most of the guys in the first half.
You give them a half.
And then I think you just do like 5 subs at halftime. Yeah. There's no reason to have your players in versus a team that's not really playing for anything. Get them some reps, pull them out, play the kids. Bing, bang, boom. Who cares what happens? There's a retirement. I don't think we're allowed to say who's retiring, but there's a retirement happening. So, I guess that is an exciting thing. And and then there's a shield presentation for the fans after the game. So I think that's probably more exciting than whatever's going to happen on the field. It's fan appreciation night. So
have fun. Have fun.
But yeah, I mean, it's like I can't imagine intrinsically Fuego cares if they get the spoon or not.
Nah, I think there'll be a little fight there.
Yeah.
I'll go 1-1. What you got?
I feel like this game is going to be very vibes only. I can see like 1-0, maybe 2-0. That's about it, though.
Next game up is 6 p.m. Richmond versus Charlotte. What we got here?
Oh, this was my chaos.
Really?
Yeah.
This is the chaos?
They've been talking a lot of shit.
Who?
The 4. Oh, I doubled their thing. The 8 Charlotte fans online. Where you don't remember them. Yeah. It was after the first game where y'all won. They were hot. They came online and was just being dumb, being Charlotte fans.
Oh, that.
Yeah. And they haven't looked good since. So I get the feeling that they're on a mission. At least their fans are.
Yeah, I don't know if any Charlotte fans are coming out for this game or not, but
I just think it's just going to be dumb. There's been so many red cards in this league this year, which I definitely want to talk about when we get into playoffs. But I just feel like there's going to be at least 2 in this one. You can always bank on 1 a game.
Yeah. Chip, how you calling this?
I'm hoping for Richmond win. That's what I'm hoping for. Big Richmond fan. I think I saw the kicker scarf, or I think I have my Juneteenth kicker shirt that fits me. I think I'm going to wear that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how to call this. Y'all. Because part of
you call it a Richmond win, and then you call Kyle and say, "I'm sleeping on your couch."
My head wants to go 1-1. My heart is telling me 2-0.
Sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants. Okay.
I'm gonna go with the heart. It'd be nice. All right. Triumph versus Tormenta. I'm going with Triumph. Are we getting a clean sweep in this one, y'all? Is Tormenta already on Cancun?
Well, they also have.
Are they flying out of Atlanta?
They already have
on Sunday.
They have 3 red card suspensions, and it's like some of their best players. So it's like, yeah, I think if you're Greenville, gosh,
if you don't take 3 points from this with 3 goals, then your fans are legally allowed to fight you for 6 minutes in the parking lot.
Well, right. And again, like, you're Greenville, you actually have something to play for. I mean, all Tormenta has is the hate in their heart for Greenville. That's what they're playing for.
Hey, sometimes that wins.
True.
How many Tormenta players, when they land back in the airport after this game, are just like, all right, y'all, I'm going on the side of the terminal to go to Cancun?
You saying they defect to Cancun?
Oh, yeah, I already think they're there. I think like 3 of them are already there. Yeah. Like physically they'll be there. Mentally, how many of them are like?
Mentally, they've already started booking excursions. That's crazy.
I know somebody's already poolside.
Oh. I mean,
I know we're talking about Tormenta, but is there any chance they pull off an upset in Tormenta?
There's always a chance.
That's chaos. If they pull out a draw, that's chaos. That's chaos. I got 3-1 Greenville.
No, 2-2, and it's a red card. At least on Tormenta.
Yeah, I'll go 2-0 Greenville.
Excuse me. Okay. Chattanooga Red Wolves versus Lexington. The Spoon Derby. Now, correction. I don't think Chattanooga can get the spoon.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So really,
let me check that.
Yeah, they can.
Oh no, they can. Yeah, they're tied. They're on 18 too. Oh, so it's worse than we thought. Three teams are competing for the spoon. I thought they were at like 20 points or something. So
no. Yes, I saw it earlier. I was like, oh, the spoon's gonna belong to Lexington.
Well, and to make it even funnier, Chat and Fuego are tied on wins, so then it would go to goal differential if Lexington was to win and Fuego lost.
So who wins this game, y'all?
Oh, I hope it's Chattanooga Wolves.
Yeah.
Can't say red.
Go Wolves. Do they still do that? I don't know if they do that anymore.
I thought you were doing Wolves, NC State.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think that's what I'm thinking. Wolfpack.
Hey, Ab.
Yo.
Walk with me here. Here.
Oh, God.
86th minute. It's tied 1-1. Like, Chattanooga gets a red card. Lancaster steps up for the PK. Misses it. We get 6 minutes of extra time. It's a free kick. Coutinho takes the free kick. Rapamundsa scores it. Lexington receives the wooden spoon.
Do you want to know what this did to my heart? My cold, dead heart. That's a successful hate watch.
Well, it says a lot that people are like, and by people I mean us.
There's a bunch of people that are going to be hate watching this game.
People, right? But I'm not speaking for everybody. But you're having League One cheer for Chattanooga, who's like,
Chattanooga can. All the bad will Chattanooga has built up can be killed if they win this game.
Because I think like Chattanooga's probably the first or second most hated team in the league. It doesn't show up in the rivalry thing because no one thinks they're rivals with Chattanooga. They just don't like Chattanooga.
Yeah.
But it's like them and Madison, I think, are the teams that most teams are like, fuck those guys in particular.
Yeah.
And like, we're all cheering for Chattanooga. And again, Lexington, we don't hate you guys. It's just for the lulz.
Oh, I do.
Ebony hates you.
Yes.
But a lot of us, it's just the lulz. Because it's hilarious that you're going up and winning the spoon. That's high comedy.
You bring a bad name to self-promotion.
Yeah. At least some teams win when they self-promote.
Yeah. No, it's bad. Like, I understand they can't do it technically, but there got to be some cause. Like, you got to at least win before you get promoted. That's like Miami FC being like, hey, we're going up to MLS.
They did.
You know what I mean. And also, that's the funny thing, yo. In the city of Miami, you have one team that's top of MLS with the supportership. You have one team at the bottom of USL Championship with the winning spoon.
One team has Messi. That's all they care about. And they don't play in Miami. They play in fucking Tampa Bay.
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, whatever.
Yeah. Well, but on top of that, too, they've also been allowed to like break every single MLS financial rule this year. And they have got like 6 DPs. Which is not something from Elliot's search history. That's 6 designated players.
Yeah. All right. Next game up, I think the game that
Did you just hear it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way. I was like, either that was completely not funny or I just snuck that past everybody.
You did.
Thank you.
You did. All right. I think the next game we got up is a game I think everyone's going to be watching. NoCo versus Madison.
Oh yeah.
What we got here?
Is that also Madison, a hate watch?
It's not hate watch. It's not hate watch. I think this is flagship watch. I think this is the game that if we were doing college game day we will be at.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would say I want Madison to win because I want the possibility of a Henny Derby playoff game. And I think that's the best chance of beating the Pink Menace, is giving them 2 tough games before the final that they probably can't win both. So I would say that, but NoCo's very good right now. Yeah. So in my heart, we'll say let's hope for a draw, because then Madison still advances. But I think NoCo wins this one, like 2-1, 3-1.
So this is the thing. I got another question for you. Can you guess the last time Madison won in this matchup, the year?
Versus NoCo?
Yes.
One, not tied. Till 2022?
Yeah. Yes. This was last year.
2022 was the last time. They won 3-1 August 20th of 2022. Since then, NoCo has won 5 out of 6.
Yeah. And that's including Jaeger.
Yep. Yeah. They have only drawn once, and that was in 2023 in September. So, yeah, Madison got to climb that hill. They got to overcome their boogeyman in NoCo. They want to keep the 2 seed.
I mean, this is like another final for them versus NoCo. Can they do it? Can they do it on a cold, rainy night in Wisconsin?
I mean, the game's in NoCo.
Oh, it's away?
Yeah, it's in NoCo.
Oh, then no, never mind. A tie is their best bet.
If I think if you give Madison fans a draw right now, I think they're happy with it. You still keep the 2 seed. I think you're fine with it. I think and then you watch the 10 o'clock game to see whether or not you're playing Spokane or Richmond.
I need them to win because I need, selfishly for me, that 2-7 matchup. But I don't think they got it. This is what you were talking about earlier. I'm saying, like, I don't think they have it in them, but they haven't lost.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it just because they
the thing is, both teams are stupid hot.
Yeah.
It's just about who's hotter. Which goalkeeper do you trust more, Delgado or Shipman, to stand on their head and to keep out? And the thing is, both of them, excluding Nuhu, both of them are and maybe Knoxville's goalkeeper, I can't remember his name right now, are probably like the best goalkeepers in the league. It's tough. It's tough. I got 1-1. I'm not fault. I got 2-1 with a late Madison goal.
Oh, you went full win. Okay.
Yeah.
Late goals is a Madison thing for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a NoCo thing, giving up late goals.
No, it's not. But
yeah.
I think NoCo can. Yeah, I go 2-2.
Okay. I'm gonna still go draw, but hoping.
Hey, it's still a draw. I think there's a little bit more flair on there. Ebony Foe's good. And then the last game we got, I think the game that everyone in Richmond's going to be watching is, if we beat Charlotte, I think everyone's going to be watching this game. Spokane versus One Knox.
I actually think that game's going to be boring. I think One Knox is going to do the same thing that Omaha is going to do. They're going to be like, we're content. We've done our job. Let's get into the playoffs healthy and make a run.
So, welcome me here. Welcome here. If Tormenta gets a draw in Greenville, I think One Knox is going to go for it.
Does Greenville play first?
Yes.
That's so freaking stupid. Why would you not have all the games at the same time?
Availability.
Yeah. So Greenville plays first. And if that's a draw, I think One Knocks go for it because then they become the 4 seed and they get a home game. And I think that is the worst thing for Spokane. Like, Spokane better hope Greenville wins. And then they could be like, all right, cool, we could go. It's a draw. We're good.
But I even if Greenville ties, that's why I think Knoxville still just goes, let's just get in. Let's just, make sure we're healthy. We've done our set plays. Like, give them a run out. Let them keep the legs fresh. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a draw. Like, I think they'll do the thing of like the 5 substitutes. Like they'll start a couple of French players, the 5 starters, sub them off at halftime, bring in the rest of the French players, and finish out the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Like, don't be surprised if you see a goalkeeper sub halfway through. Like, it's just like, yo, we're here. Like, we're good. We got nothing to play for. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Let's just get out of here.
Gotta go back to Rocky Top. Get ready for a home playoff game.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just go for it. Let's just go.
Yeah. So, well, Chip, you give your result? What you got?
I think Knox wins. They got to.
Yeah. So it's weird because you got Richmond and Charlotte are dependent on Greenville Tormenta, which the 10 o'clock games, Spokane and Tormenta are contingent on. But then you also have 4 games that are interconnected towards each other. Mm-hmm.
Which again is why it's dumb that it's all these separate times, not one time.
Yeah. Which is, I know it sucks it's not all at the same time, but being at different times, it changes the dynamics of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Because of like Richmond and Charlotte draws, then it's like that changes the Madison NoCo game. Because then Madison is like, oh, well, we can just draw. Well, that changes the 10 o'clock game. Because then Spokane can just be like, yeah, we can rest up and be ready for next week.
Yeah. Well, that's why most leagues, they have decision day all at the same time, because it's like these games are so interconnected and you don't want someone to be like, oh, we don't actually have to do anything. Or we're just going to park the bus. We just need to draw or whatever else. It's like you got to play because you don't know what's going to happen. And the last thing you want is to park the bus and all of a sudden see another team. Now you need to win. And it's like, crap, we've got 5 minutes left. Like they talked about that during the team talk today or yesterday. The coaching staff knew that Madison bungled it and that Omaha had won, but they didn't want to say anything. And they're like, if we had said something, we probably wouldn't have won that game. So we're glad we didn't. But like, you just got to let the players play, find out what happens. Is like, hey, we won anyways, but like, also you guys won like 30 minutes ago. But thanks for fighting back.
Yeah. So maybe when they do the league meetings for next year, maybe that's something we can push. Be like, hey, look, the last day needs to be all the games need to start at the same time.
To host decision day, you have to have your own venue where you control the schedule, because we're doing it at 4 Eastern time, no matter what.
Yeah. Or, we could do 6. Like 6
whatever.
Eastern time.
Pick the time.
Even championship's not all at the same time.
Yeah. Or we could do like 7 and 9. Like, do it that way.
Is it East and West are at different times, or is it everybody's at whatever time they want to be at?
Yeah, there's a game at 6. There's 2 at 7, 2 at 7:30, 2 at 9, 1 at 9:30, and then 4 at 10. Those are the West Coast games. So all the West Coast games,
honestly is a little bit better because it's a little bit more flow. Like all the games kind of. Let's see. I gotta say this. Like the 6 o'clock game will still be going on.
Charleston.
Well,
yeah, it will still be going on while like Tampa Bay, where like 5 other games are going on.
I know we try not to bring up U.S. politics, but that's going to be Yogi waiting, just like on election day, sitting there waiting to see what happens in Nevada.
Oh,
Look, man, I don't like it, but
it is what it is.
Yeah.
At this level, like half the teams don't control their stadiums. You're going up against college football, so teams want to schedule around that. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Yeah, it'd be cool though. We could do it all at the same time because like that, like hearing it in the stadium while it's happening, it's like yo, it's something different. But yeah, y'all. Anything else before we wrap up? I think we covered everything.
Yeah,
everything and then some.
Yeah, everything and then some.
So
this is your full playoff guide, so enjoy, folks. This is a long episode.
Just a week early.
Yeah. I'm almost done with my cup of tequila too.
Yeah. Cheers.
I've had water.
Well, good for you.
Sucker.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
It looked like it hurt, man.
Oh, it did. It did 100%. Enjoy the games, everyone. If you having fan appreciation, enjoy it. Definitely Noko, because you might be Elite 2 next year, buddy.
If you're not having fan appreciation, it's because your team doesn't appreciate you.
That is true.
That is true.
If Fuego can do it, you can do it. Just remember that.
Fuego has fridges. What does your team have?
That is true.
Fuego's trying to keep those beverages cold. As cold as they are in the standings.
Hey, they say we ain't getting this fucking winning spoon again. We ain't doing that.
Rocking with Fuego.
Well, hey, Rocking with Fuego got a different connotation to it than it did 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, hey, they did the right. I mean, sort of the right thing.
Well, Jones changed Rocking the Fuego. It's like, nah, I'm gonna destroy your career.
I think I think Jones just straight up like, I think Jones is like, oh yeah, I don't coach there anymore. And they're like, well, just letting the contract run up. Nope, I'm done. So okay, cool. No more paychecks. Just stop. You quit.
Yeah. So we don't know. I don't think has Fuego even put out a statement yet? I don't think they have.
No. Well, and again, it's the whole messy thing because the league leaves it up to teams to make statements about personnel stuff instead of like the league just saying, like, yeah, we're making a statement about that one. Sorry, guys. Like, it's just like with the McKeever thing where he's like was on probation last year and they didn't say anything. And this year was just like it kept happening. So like, okay, we're done. And then when they announced it, they're like, well, he was on probation. And it's like since like the middle of last year, and it's like, huh?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is the third time this has happened. So, vet your coaches, people.
Check the IG lives, okay? Check the IG lives.
Yeah. Do that shit.
Keep somebody in the close circles.
Yeah, for real. Check the what's the test you used to give him in the NFL? The Wonderlic. Give him a Wonderlic test. And if he tests psychotic, don't hire him. Just don't.
The bar's in hell.
Yeah, what? Oh yeah. What coach gets the lowest on the Wonderlic?
Currently?
I had to take the Wonderlic as a part of a job application once. It was funny because I scored like really good and I didn't get invited back. And I was like, did I just score too high?
It's like, did I win?
Well, then I applied there again, like a few years later, and I did better. And I didn't get invited back again. And they even said, like, you did really good last time. That I did even better the next time. It's like, okay, why am I taking this predictive test if it doesn't mean anything?
Yeah,
they said you're overqualified.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Like the Chicago police officer test. Score too high, you get disqualified.
Yeah, I think that's a good point in the podcast. So with that being said, folks, you can follow us on X, not me because I deleted my X. That came out hell
see?
That came out wrong. I deleted my Twitter. You can follow the show on Twitter at walking90.com. And on Instagram.
It's 11:30 Eastern time, guys.
Yeah.
Do you have a Threads?
Do we have a thread?
No, who's running Threads?
Who has Threads?
I don't know.
No one has Blue Sky either. That's the problem. Like all the Twitter replacements all suck.
Yeah.
Somehow more than Twitter does.
I'm on Blue Sky. I'm done with X.
Give it a week.
Yeah. But yeah, you can follow us there. We'll be doing something for the playoffs. It'll be all fun. So yeah, with that being said, we will holler at you guys whenever. Who knows? In 2 weeks when the playoffs start. Excuse me. All right, y'all. Peace and love. End the show at. I'm done.